Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. It's located on the eastbourne of Malinovka, and this one is under the command of GnomeRanger. Now he's armed with an 18cm naval gun as his main armament. Yes, it is a naval gun. It was developed to that purpose. And it does 900 alpha with a penetration of 45mm and a burst radius of 10 meters. Now that's bigger than the Batchat 150-558, but much smaller than the T92, the GWE100, and also the Conqueror gun carriage. So it's a relatively small gun, but it's a very, very good gun because it actually fires fairly fast. And it doesn't have a whole lot of ammo either. You can actually run out of ammo in a game if you're not careful. You only get 20 rounds, so you have to make the best use of them as you can. Okay, first target. He's still trying to make up his mind which one he wants to go for. Okay, he's gone to the corner where there's a TVP 250-51. That was dangerously close to one of his own teammates in the M60 there. Let's pull back a bit so we can see what's going on. That's better. I think it was more of a snapshot to see if he could get around on that TVP. He'd obviously popped around the corner to try and attack the M60 and then pull back, but it's very difficult to land a shell over that that bank into the TVP, mainly because the trajectory of the 261 is actually fairly shallow. By contrast, some of the other Artys have actually got quite high trajectories, which enables them to shoot over the banks. Specifically, the SU-8, which obviously is the Tier 6 Soviet Arty, but it has a much higher trajectory with the 152mm gun. Oh, now he got that one right on the money, and his teammates in the GWE100 fired around him directly afterwards and took the guy out. So the TVP is no more. So we'll have to see how many hit points he did get, because it was a blind hit. But the fact that the GWE100 splashed him and killed him means that GnomeRanger probably got a very big hit on that TVP and took a dangerous opponent out of the game. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 30.68 seconds, and GnomeRanger's got it down to 26.55. And he's not using premium consumables. He could actually drop that to about 23 or 24 seconds if he used premium consumables. Almost ready to go again. Rounds out. Direct hit right on the corner of the Super Conk and tracks him in place. That E4 is looking like a very tasty morsel. In fact, there's 3 tanks in close proximity. This is when I break out the premium ammo. Unfortunately, in this case, GnomeRanger's not carrying any. Okay, he's continuing to back away, rounds out. Directly into the side, 353 hit points. That was an excellent one there. And the team is definitely backing away. They're feeling the pressure and they're having to back away. The E4 just took a big hit and died to our TVP. And the Jaeger's trying to retreat back down the hill. He's got behind those trees, stopped to take a shot. Rounds out. Oh, it went long and landed just alongside him, outside the map actually. Quite a long way outside the map. You can see the rest of the tanks have decided to go back to the tree line. The Superconk is hiding behind the church at the moment. Okay, GnomeRanger's going for the kill shot on the Jaeger if he can get it. Line it up, rounds out. Yes! The shell went long from the aim point, but actually hit the side of the Jaeger and took him out of the game. So it was perfect aiming actually. I think he took what he got from that last shot, which overextended and went over the top of the target. And he actually aimed short to actually put it just right next door into the tracks, and instead he actually hit the compartment. AMX. Okay, MX30B's decided to run away. He obviously realises that he can't stand against a Hesh... it's actually a Death Star, not a Heshbon. Rounds out. And a direct hit! The shell went to the left rather than to the right or straight, and so he actually got a hit on the 30B. Okay, we've got a Gorilla there. The Gorilla 15. Out. Nope, nothing there, but the Gorilla might have been close to the shell when it exploded. Now, I may have mentioned before there was 3 Object 261s designed, and the first one was going to be a 152mm gun in a closed cabin, much like the Object 263 with basically, or even a Object for that matter, with just a closed body, and that was just a splash on that E4. The second version was going to be an open version, much like the 263 actually. I would say the Object 268-4 would have been the version if it was closed, and then the 263 is the open version with a 152mm gun, but they went with the third option, which was the 18cm gun on an open chassis based on the IS-7 tank. It was designed in 1947, but they never built it. They never got around to putting them into production. Now, in reality, it only actually carried 18 rounds, according to the design. It does have the longest gun range in the game, and probably the most accurate Arty as well, although we haven't seen a lot of accurate shots. There's been a lot of shots where the RNG has let us down. It's got a very fast Arty shell as well, where you point and shoot. The shell velocity is actually 510 meters per second, but that's fast for Arty. Rounds out. Landed next to the target, the Centurion Action 10. There's that Gorilla, and he's missing some hit points, so he might have actually hit him the first time round. Now, our team's 1 down on the enemy at the moment, but we've got everything to live for. Yep, they're being very, very quiet at the moment. TVP's on the ramp. There's the Gorilla. Oh, the Gorilla just got our TVP, but 141 hit points from a near miss. You can see how far away from him the Gorilla actually landed. It's a fair distance away, but it still splashed him a little. He's on the aim point, but that Gorilla got away with it the first time. Will he get away with it again? Well, he's just driven away from the aim point. He's decided to take a chance, and that just kicked up the water. The Object 279E is, well, he's sitting on top of that hill just above the ramp. So he must be looking down, and there's the Gorilla. And he has lost some hit points just then. We might be able to take him out with this shot. Rounds out. Oh, unlucky. He didn't get a kill shot there. He should have got it. It's a low roll, and the Gorilla was killed in the end by our Leopard 1. Okay, still looking for that Centurion Action 10 at the back. We've got an EBR running around the battlefield. GnomeRanger's got 1,700 recorded so far and 2,436 of stun. There's the 279E. He obviously went up onto that lip above the ramp, but there's a Nubes up there now, and he just managed to get around into that guy. Oh! And GnomeRanger set him alight, and he just got a fire and the premium fire extinguisher went off as well. Just a quick flick of the reticule there to try and cure a sticking reticule. He might be able to get another shot in. The guy's just been tracked. He's aiming short to get a long hit. That's out. And he gets a hit. I'm surprised that didn't kill the UDES 1516. Okay, there's the 1516. Still trying to have a go at the 279. He's very low hit points, and the 279 finishes him off with one shot. It looks like GnomeRanger got a very big hit on the 1516, because he was down to just virtually no hit points whatsoever, and that was entirely down to him at the end. And the E4 is now a splash kill. I think the Object 279A is probably worried about coming up, because there's an Object 277 on the top of the hill who could take a shot at him, but GnomeRanger fires in and yes, gets the splash kill. That's his second kill of the game. Now the Centurion Action 10's going after the Death Star, and he just ram killed him. He's back to hiding behind the rock. Scores are even now. There's 2 Artys either side, 2 heavy tanks and 2 mediums. Now one of our Artys has actually gone up on top of the hill, and he's a GWE100, which is not exactly a fast Arty, but he probably felt, oh, it'd be fairly safe if I go up to the top of the hill. Unfortunately, he didn't reckon on there being a 277 up there. As you know, 277 has a 13cm gun and is kind of a mixture of heavy and medium. A heavium. Oh, he's coming down the hill, the 277. GnomeRanger's setting himself up to get a shot. There he is. He is a splash kill now. In fact, it looks like he got hit by the GWE100. He's just trying to put himself in the bushes. No, he's decided not to do that. I think he's driving to try and get away from the 277, who's been wiped out now. The Leopard got him. Now this is kind of dangerous, because there is a Centurion Action 10 over on the other side of the battlefield. And he's headed towards that guy. Yes, he's changed course now, because that Centurion Action 10 is the last tank on the enemy team. And remember, there's 2 Artys, and I have the feeling GnomeRanger was interested in getting to the cap. But when there's still a medium on the loose, you need to be a little careful. And the moment he spots you, it's not him you've got to worry about, it's the enemy Arty, and he's been spotted. Now, needs to get into the water area. That's it. Dip. Get out of sight. Watch out for the Arty shells about to come in. Well, there's one of them. Landed behind him. The Leopard's going in to have a look for the Arty as well. But I'm pretty sure the Centurion Action 10 saw him as he was coming across. Not the Arty saw him. There's the GWE100 trying to make a run for it. But he's been spotted again by the Action 10. And, oh, the 261 is over on the south. So he's over in the west. Both Artys moved west. And I think they're supporting the Centurion Action 10. There's only 1 minute left. And there's the 261 down by the water's edge. Now he's got no more shells, so he can't do anything else. He's sitting in the cap, hoping that a teammate's going to join him, and a teammate has joined him. So it is possible now for them to, well, they need one more person to join them in the cap to actually complete it. And the 279Es join them, so they now can complete the cap. Just hope that the 261 doesn't get a reset. This is desperately close. We just really don't want the enemy to fire a shell in. And that's it, they've done it, they capped out. And he's doing his victory dance. Looked like everyone was trying to get into the cap at the end. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And here's the end of battle results, and it was an ace tank for GnomeRanger in the Object 261. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8. He also managed to get a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team, and that's despite the fact that he actually managed to get 2 kills as well in that game, as well as 1 penetrating shot on that gorilla. Yes, he got 1,194 hit points from one of the pens he got on that gorilla, so very well done. In fact, I think he did hit him twice actually. He shows 4 stuns, but well, he certainly penned him on one occasion because it's showing here as recorded as a pen. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where he was. Well, we can see he did get the highest damage on his team, but he didn't get the highest damage in the game. The T110E4 on the enemy team managed 4,953 hit points, but didn't get a high caliber because that wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. The second highest damage was GnomeRanger with 4,007, and the third highest damage was the Object 279E on his own team with 3,959. When it came to kills, it was the Leopard 1 who did the best with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the 279E and GnomeRanger, as well as the Centurion Action 10, the T110E4 and the Object 277 on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was GnomeRanger. 1,084 went to him, 1,072 went to the Leopard 1, 985 went to the Object 279E. He fired all 20 rounds of ammunition in that game, 8 direct hits, 1 penetration, that was the Gorilla 15, 17 splash. Damage of 4,007 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash damage. He also spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 2, did 659 hit points of damage assistance, plus 3,056 hit points of stun assist off 16 stuns. And I think that in combination with the 4,007 hit points of actual damage was the reason why he got the ace tanker. He certainly did enough in that game. He got 45 capture points because he was the first one in the cap. And in fact, actually, I thought what he was actually up to was to try and kill the enemy and get close and start shooting them to take them out. But he just didn't have enough time left. Plus, of course, he ran out of ammo. So after his last shot, that was it. He just had to cap. That's all he could do left in the game other than spot. 52,669 credits on a premium account, 39,502 on personal reserves, and 50,000 for completing a personal mission, probably the first victory of the day. A total of 168,506 credits altogether. After repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 116,324 credits. 1,084 XP. Times 2 for the first victory, took away 3,252 experience points altogether, but that's not the only thing he took away from this battle. He got an ace in the Object 261, and with that he managed to get the T55A, the personal missions reward for completing the third set of personal missions. Yes, it was actually quite a profitable game, you might say, in more than one way. I think a lot of players who are not Arty enthusiasts tend to leave the SPG games until the very last thing. They complete all the other missions and then they have to struggle their way through the SPG missions. With SPG players, it's the other way round. We always go flying straight through the SPG missions straight away. We can easily get them out of the way, and then we have to struggle with all the other missions for tanks that we don't normally play, and that's why it takes us so long. But GnomeRanger, well, he was very happy because he's now got an extra reward tank in his garage. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.